What if you're dreaming? Right now. Not metaphorically, not spiritually, literally. What if everything, your life, your body, this world, are all part of a hyper-realistic illusion, a dream you forgot you were having? It sounds impossible, but stay with me, because in this video, we're going to prove it. Not with opinions, not with beliefs, but with science, with logic, and your own direct experience. You'll see experiments that show the world only exists when it's observed. You'll learn why time and space aren't real. You'll realize your thoughts, your identity, even yourself, are all part of the illusion. And when all of that falls away, one thing remains: the dreamer. And once you see that this is a dream, you'll understand something even more shocking. Death is impossible because none of this was ever real. By the end of this documentary, you won't just think that. You'll know it. There's an experiment in quantum physics that shattered everything we thought we knew about reality. It's called the double-slit experiment, and here's how it works. Imagine you're firing tiny particles at a wall. This wall has two slits cut into it, and behind it, there's another wall that catches whatever comes through. If electrons are just little balls of matter, you'd expect them to go through one slit or the other and create two stripes on the back wall. Simple, logical. That's what common sense tells us. But that's not what happens. Instead, the electrons form an interference pattern. A series of waves, like ripples overlapping in water. It's as if each electron isn't a solid particle at all, but a wave of possibilities. Every electron seems to go through both slits at the same time, interfering with itself. But here's the kicker. When you put a measuring device at the slits to see which slit the electron actually goes through, the interference pattern disappears, and the electron suddenly behaves like a particle again. One slit, one path, one outcome. Just the act of observing it collapses the wave of possibilities into a single reality. In other words, the electron doesn't exist in any definite state until it's observed. And here's the part most people don't realize. Scientists repeated this experiment over and over, with photons, with atoms, even with molecules made of hundreds of atoms. And the result was always the same. Matter itself only behaves like matter when we look at it. And this wasn't fringe science. It shook the entire foundation of physics. Einstein himself dismissed it as impossible. He called it spooky and incomplete. But decade after decade, every new test kept proving it was real. Reality itself seems to depend on whether someone is watching. And what does that sound like? a dream. Think about it. Have you ever actually experienced the past? Have you ever directly experienced the future? No. The only thing you've ever experienced is now. The past is a memory replayed in the present. The future is imagination projected in the present. But all of it happens here, right now. Einstein's theory of relativity showed us that time is not absolute. Clocks tick differently depending on speed, gravity, and perspective. So time isn't a solid, universal thing, it's flexible, it's relative. And this isn't just theory. Astronauts on the International Space Station age a tiny fraction of a second slower than people on Earth. Their clocks literally run differently just because they're moving faster and orbiting outside Earth's gravity. Even on Earth, scientists have tested this by flying atomic clocks on airplanes. And when the clocks returned, they were out of sync with the ones left on the ground. And your direct experience shows you something even deeper. The only reality is the eternal present. The moment you're in right now, it didn't come from anywhere, and it isn't going anywhere. It's just here. The eternal present is all there ever is. Past and future are illusions. And like a dream, they only exist in the mind. And if there's only ever the now, if time doesn't exist, never any beginning and never any end, then how could you ever not exist if you exist right now in infinity? There's another experiment that pushes reality even further. It's called quantum entanglement. When two particles are entangled, they become linked in a way that defies space and time. Change one, and the other instantly changes too. No matter how far apart, it could be 3 feet or 1 billion light years. The reaction is instant. No signal passes between them. Nothing travels through space. It's as if distance doesn't exist. Einstein himself was so disturbed by this, he called it spooky action at a distance. He believed there must be some hidden mechanism, something we couldn't yet see that explained it. But in the 1980s, scientists finally proved him wrong. Experiments confirmed that the effect was real. And even today, we still have no explanation. We now use entanglement in real technology, quantum computers, and quantum encryption, which only work because particles can influence each other instantly, beyond the limits of time and space. The universe behaves as though everything is connected, instantly. Outside of space, outside of time. And what does that sound like? A dream. Science says energy is everywhere, and it's what everything is made of. But energy, too, is just a label, a concept. Because in the end, energy isn't actually real, it's just part of the dream. Even the greatest scientists admit it. Science is just our attempt to name the infinite, formless dream we're in. As Max Planck, the father of quantum physics, once said, "I regard consciousness as fundamental. I regard matter as derivative from consciousness." What science points to with energy, when you strip away the language, is something that cannot be destroyed, is everywhere, and is constantly changing forms. And that sounds a lot like consciousness creating a dream. The forms are temporary, but the source is eternal. Doctors have proven it, time and time again. The placebo effect is real. A patient takes a sugar pill, believing it's medicine, and the body heals. Belief alone reshapes biology. Thoughts become chemistry. Expectation becomes matter. And what does that tell you? It's not the pill that healed. It was consciousness. And it works in reverse, too. If you believe something harmless will harm, the body will react accordingly. That's called the nocebo effect. And no one has explored this deeper than Dr. Joe Dispenza. In his workshops, countless people have healed themselves from illnesses doctors called incurable. And not with medicine, with consciousness. It wasn't the pill. It wasn't the doctor. It was the shift in consciousness that changed the body. And what does this show you? Consciousness creates the body. The body does not create consciousness. Consciousness is not inside the body. The body is inside consciousness, just like in a dream. So the dream responds to the dreamer, and belief is the bridge. And if consciousness can reshape the body, what else might it be reshaping? More and more people are beginning to believe this is all a simulation. And it's not hard to see why. The deeper science looks into reality, the more it starts to look like information. Pixels, probabilities, laws of physics that read like code. And strangely, the universe already behaves as if it has settings. A speed nothing can exceed, the speed of light. A smallest possible pixel, the Planck length, almost like reality runs on a fixed resolution. Even the data inside a region seems to be limited by its surface, not its volume. As if the world is rendered from the edges inward, like a hologram, storing everything on the boundary of space. And the deeper we test it, the stranger it gets. Entangled particles, separated by miles, still behave as one. Not by sending messages through space, but by following the same underlying script. We've even seen reality update itself when you look at it. In delayed choice experiments, the outcome of an event depends on how it's measured, even after it's happened. Some physicists now describe space-time as a kind of code, a self-correcting network that repairs its own glitches. And simulation theory says maybe we're living inside some advanced computer program, and maybe outside of it, there's a base reality that's actually real. But here's the funny part. The idea there must be a base reality is just the mind still clinging to something solid. They just can't let go of the idea that something, somewhere, must be real. But what if simulation theory isn't describing computers at all? What if it's describing how consciousness itself operates? An infinite field of consciousness generating experience, updating itself moment by moment, just like a dream. Because whether reality is rendered by a computer or by consciousness itself, both describe the same thing. A world that only exists when it's observed, rewrites itself instantly when attention shifts. And the dreamer never realizes it until they wake up and notice it. Let's assume, just for a moment, that this world is real, that your body is real, that your brain is real. Even then, the way you experience reality still proves it's created in exactly the same way as a dream. Because here's the overlooked truth. Even with perfect eyes and a flawless brain, there's still a filter between you and reality. So you've never seen the world directly, not even once. What you see isn't the world itself. It's light hitting your eyes, converted into electrical signals, and then translated into a visual image inside your brain. So your brain isn't a camera taking pictures. It's an artist painting reality in real time from limited hints of light. You don't see the actual thing. You see your mind's best guess, a reconstruction based on limited input. And your eyes only detect a tiny fraction of the actual energy out there. Less than 0.004% of the electromagnetic spectrum. Everything else is invisible. So the rest of reality, your brain fills it in. And it's the same with sound. What you hear isn't vibrating air. It's your brain interpreting waveforms. And touch? It's not the object itself. It's pressure signals traveling through nerves, translated into a feeling. Every sense you have is just a messenger, and the world you experience is literally a simulated guess created in your consciousness. So even if you think this isn't a dream, your experience of the world is still being constructed in the exact same way as one. Which means that in this life, there is already no proof that you're not dreaming. In fact, everything is pointing to the idea that you are. And the only thing that's ever been real is the consciousness watching it all unfold. Watch a baby before it knows any words, before it has concepts of me and you. It just stares. Pure, untouched consciousness, not separate from anything. There are no preferences yet, no habits, no character. Only experience unfolding, raw, untouched, wordless. The eyes look, but there is no thought behind them yet, no opinions about what they see. But then, conditioning begins. Parents say your name. Society gives you labels. Experiences shape your identity. Each label becomes a layer. Each memory adds another mask. And soon, consciousness is clouded by thought. A personality forms, a collection of memories, likes, dislikes, opinions, fears, all pretending to be you. But none of that is actually who you are. It's just the weather of the mind. Consciousness itself never changes. And when the clouds of thought part, the same still consciousness that once looked through a baby's eyes still looks through yours. And if every mask were lifted, every story erased, everyone would return to that same pure consciousness we all began as. Right now, beneath your thoughts, beneath your personality, that same consciousness is shining. And it's the exact same consciousness in me and in every single person. Look into another's eyes. It's the same light looking back. And maybe that's what love really is. Consciousness recognizing itself through another form. Before the mind says who you are, you already are. From the moment you were born, you were told who you are, given a name, given labels, and slowly a self was constructed. Every thought you've ever had about who you are has changed. The body you had as a child, gone. Your beliefs, your memories, your desires, rewritten 1,000 times. The only constant is the one who's been conscious of it all. Who you think you are is constantly changing and is ultimately just a collection of thoughts. And a collection of thoughts is not real. It's an imagined self, an illusion. The person you call me is like a character in a dream, made of thoughts, memories, and emotions that arise and fade. But when the dream ends, the dreamer remains untouched. Because the only thing that is real is just the pure consciousness watching it all. We appear as separate characters, with different stories, different personalities, different masks. But the consciousness behind those masks is the same. The feeling of being separate only appears because consciousness looks through different eyes. But the light shining through them is the same light, divided only by the lens of form. If we both look at the same thing, and we don't think about it, our consciousness is identical. It's only when we think and start forming opinions, shaped by our own life experiences, that our consciousnesses seem to be different. But that's not our consciousness. That's just our conditioning. Because thoughts aren't consciousness, they are experienced by consciousness, just like everything else. And when all the thoughts fade, only pure, untouched consciousness remains. Have you ever had a lucid dream? One where you suddenly realize, wait, I'm dreaming. The moment you know it's a dream, everything changes. Because when you wake up inside the dream, you realize the power was always yours. The dream was never happening to you. It was responding to you. Every emotion, every fear, every desire had been shaping the dream all along. You can shape the entire world around you. And yet, it still feels incredibly real. This is no different. Right now, you're inside a dream, so immersive you forgot you were dreaming. Your senses, your memories, your entire world are still being generated inside consciousness. The dream never ended. You just called it reality. But if you wake up, you'll see. Because once you become lucid in this life, everything changes. You stop reacting and start creating. You stop fearing and start exploring. And life, the ultimate lucid dream, becomes the canvas of your awakening. And when you truly awaken in the dream of life, reality itself begins to shift. There are moments in life where reality doesn't quite line up. You remember something clearly, but now it's different. Not just a small detail, but something you would have sworn on. This isn't a personal memory lapse, because millions of people remember it exactly the same way. This is called the Mandela effect. Entire groups of people remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s. Not hearing about it, remembering it, mourning it. But in this version of the dream, that never happened. The Berenstain Bears, they've apparently always been the Berenstain Bears. The Monopoly Man never had a monocle. And maybe the most famous of all, Darth Vader never actually said, "Luke, I am your father." In this version of the dream, the line has always been, "No, I am your father." So even the memories that defined entire generations are shifting. Moments where two versions of the dream seem to overlap. Like remembering one layer of the dream, but waking up into another. Some say it's alternate timelines, but what if it's simpler? What if it's all one dream, shifting constantly, and you're just beginning to notice? Just like in lucid dreams, where small inconsistencies are the very clues that wake you up. A street that shouldn't be there. A friend who suddenly has a different voice. A logo that was never like that, until it was. These aren't mistakes, they're messages. The dream is folding in on itself, and reality is starting to crack. You're not losing your mind, you're gaining your awareness. And if the dream is beginning to tear, what's waiting on the other side might change everything. Science can explain a lot. It can describe the brain, it can map neurons, measure chemicals. It can trace every signal, every flicker of activity. But nowhere in that data does it find you. So, no matter how hard it tries, it still can't explain consciousness. They call it the hard problem, because we can observe brain activity, but we have no idea how that activity becomes experience. It's like watching lightning and trying to find the feeling of thunder inside it. How does electricity become the color red? How do chemicals turn into the feeling of sadness? How does matter create a me? The truth, no one knows, because consciousness isn't physical. It can't be measured. It doesn't take up space. It has no weight. And yet, it's the only thing you've ever known for sure that is real. We've been staring at the mirror, thinking the reflection was the source. But the image doesn't create the mirror creates the image. You can doubt the world. You can doubt your body. You can doubt time, space, even your own thoughts. But the one thing that you can't doubt is that you're conscious. That something is here, right now. That's not your brain. That's not your story. That's not your body. That's you, the real you. The consciousness, dreaming it all. And once you finally see that you are the consciousness behind every moment, the next thing you discover is what falls away when everything you thought you were begins to dissolve. The ego is the idea that you have of yourself. It's a story, a collection of thoughts. It's the mask consciousness wears to play a character in the dream. Useful, yes, but never real. Because thoughts are not you. They come and they go. They change constantly. Watch them closely. They rise from silence and then fall back into silence. Like waves in the same ocean of consciousness. So what happens when the ego falls away? What happens when the actor realizes they were playing a fictional character all along? What's left is peace, stillness, consciousness itself. And that consciousness has no boundaries, It isn't born, and it doesn't die. It is the silence beneath every thought, the screen upon which every dream appears. You are not the story you've been telling yourself. You are the dreamer, and you're beginning to wake up. And when the I disappears, what's left isn't nothing. It's everything. If this really is a dream, then you're not just inside it, you're shaping it. Just like a lucid dreamer, what you believe becomes real. What you expect shapes what appears. And this life, this waking dream, responds in the same way. The people you meet, the things that happen, the synchronicities, the patterns, the moments. They're not random, they're a reflection, a mirror. A dream doesn't just unfold, it responds to the dreamer. This is why the law of attraction works, not because your thoughts are pushing around atoms, but because this world isn't made of atoms, it's a dream. And in a dream, expectation is creation. You're not moving physical matter with your mind. You're just shifting the dream to reflect a new frequency of belief. The more you believe in fear, the more the dream gives you reasons to be afraid. The more you believe in love, the more the dream opens up. And this isn't philosophy. This isn't wishful thinking. We've already seen the proof, firstly in quantum physics, in the placebo effect, and in your own direct experience. You are not a bystander. You are the one dreaming this into being. Right now, you're experiencing being a body with a mind. But this is just all part of the dream. They're not real. And something that is not real obviously cannot die. Right now, you've dreamt up this thing you call your life, and you've purposely forgotten who you really are, so you can fully experience and enjoy the dream properly. Because you wouldn't be able to have the experience if you didn't think it was real. The one watching this video, the real you, isn't in the dream. It's the one projecting the dream. Who you are, what you are, is not part of the dream illusion. You are the thing that is creating the dream illusion, the consciousness from which everything appears. And when the fear of death falls away, what remains is freedom. A life no longer lived in fear, but in total enjoyment of every experience. Your imagined self has already died 1,000 times. Every time a version of you collapsed, every time an identity ended, every time a chapter of your story fell away. But the consciousness behind it all remained untouched. You are the stillness, the eternal consciousness. The infinite dreamer with no borders or limits, to what you can imagine or dream up. And you're just watching it all unfold. Death is only possible if something was real in the first place. But this is all imagined. The fictional character will end in the dream. But you, the consciousness creating the dream, will remain here. You can't end because you never began. You are eternal. Because you were never in the dream. The dream was always in you. If this video awakened something in you, there's one audiobook that changed everything for me. It's called The Greatest Secret by Rhonda Byrne. And if you felt even a flicker of truth in this video, that audiobook will be your Bible to awakening. It's the accumulation of a 10-year journey, studying all the great spiritual teachers over thousands of years. Many of them are featured in the audiobook. It's one of those books you can listen to over and over again and still learn something new each time. I've personally listened to it 33 times so far, and every single time I become more and more awake. And I can show you a way to get it for completely free. Just click the link in the description and I'll show you exactly how to get it. No cost, no catch, just a way to keep going. And if anything in this video didn't quite make sense, if you're still sitting with questions or even doubts, leave them in the comments below. All questions are welcome. I'll be reading them all, and moving forward, I'll be making videos that respond directly to your questions. Because this isn't just a video, it's a journey we're all on together. And if you want to be part of that journey, to hear the answers as they come, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's next.